Happy Sunday. I'm just going to sit here and wait. I'm waiting for more than people. It takes me a few minutes to settle in, to get my energy grounded. But I promised I was coming on, so I'm going to do it. I've been fighting headaches. I don't know about you guys, whoever watches this, if you are having those headaches and issues. I know that a lot of it is ascension, and there's a lot of symptoms going around for a lot of people. So it's been a difficult time, a couple of days for me. You know, just once those headaches start, it can really kind of pull me down, and I want to cocoon again. That's a big thing for me. I went into a cocoon for about 6 months, and there's a part of me that wants to run off to that cocoon again. So I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep pushing myself to go, nope, no hiding out, no hiding out. So I'm here today. I'm going to head out as soon as we're done here. I'm going to head out. We're going to get some time in the mountains and just do some healing work on the earth. So I'm going to wait and just be patient and allow the energy to move in today. I've been in deep meditation today. One of those meditations where sometimes I just feel so connected. Really, really connected. Steve has a way of, I give that, see if I can allow that to come through. I give that energy. I feel that energy. And there's something that I've been trying to work my way through. Do you ever get really puzzled? And the brain tries to figure out what's going on, and the ego can get really wrapped up in it and kind of lost. And so I've been kind of lost in it for a couple of days. So it's more than just a headache. It's there's a part of me that has been kind of playing with something. We have so much incoming, right? We got so many things that, different speakers and books and so much outside coming at us all the time. I see a couple of you. Thank you for joining me. I'm Michael. I think I saw Angel for a second there. Good morning, good afternoon. So I think it's really important today for us to go to that place. We want to gather and just go into some solid meditation. I really feel like that's the most important part of this. I start talking about life because I want us to have time for others to jump in if they want to get into the meditation. I was listening to something, and I'll share it later, that was talking about life after death, and it was an experience that a man had. Good morning, Angel, I see you. Where he had actually died and came back and lost his wife and his baby and had one son that had survived. Listening to that story, it brings me back to the experiences that I've had with Steve. And so I think, oftentimes we have these miraculous experiences, and I talked about it a lot, and I wrote about it all the time, and I even wrote a book about it. And I was always sharing that miraculous experience of still feeling him so close to me. And he still does. I feel him right here, right now. I don't know. Those of you who come in that are energy sensitive, you might sense it's always my right ear. When I said, hi, Steve, I feel like because he was so present in my meditation time, he's actually right here working with me today. And I feel like there's messages that he has to bring through, which is why I keep slowing down, because I want to allow him to have whatever it is that he has to say. Because we are so multi-dimensional. We are so much more than we think that we are. We're so much more that we've been told. We've been told we're just these little people. Be quiet, sit down, don't use your voice. We also, as we grow older, when we are fairly, I don't like the word psychic, but psychic, when you have those metaphysical abilities, you go through a loss, something that is very traumatic, and it wakes you up, or you might have been just doing this since you were born. And a lot of people look at it as mental illness still, or they look at you like you're being anti-religious. In a way it is, I guess. But it's not anti-God for me. It's not anti all those beliefs that I grew up with to a certain degree. I just have a closer relationship. I feel much closer to the energy that we call God. I feel much closer to the energy that we call Yeshua. I feel very, very connected. I feel that beautiful sense of heaven all around me when I tune into it. That's the difference to me between religion And I don't even want to use the word spirituality because I think that that has been overused now too. It's that knowing, it's that sweet spot. It's that place that we are all going to go through tragic events, or we have been through them. We are all going to lose loved ones, or we are going to be the ones that are going to pass death. And I put that in apostrophes because it's not real. It happens to all of us. And how are we going to experience it is really the question. You know, we all sit around in fear all the time. What if so-and-so dies? What if I lose a child? What's going to happen to my kids when I die? There's so much fear revolving around the idea of death. And so I feel like, wow, Steve, okay. I feel like this energy is coming through so strongly because I just said death, death, death a number of times, and he's like punching his energy through. He's like, look at, I'm not dead. Nobody is dead. And this needs to be heard by somebody. And if you know anybody that needs to hear this, please pass it on by the time we get to the end of this. We are eternal beings. We step out of one form and we step into another. Actually, I think that isn't, okay, correct me. That isn't even 100% true. We are energy that comes into physical. And when that physical ends, I don't want to use the word death again, sorry, Steve. When that physical comes to an end, when it's worn out, when there's an accident, when something happens, when it's ill, and it comes to an end, the physical, the part of us that makes us what we are is eternal, and it just steps out. We just step out. We have experiences out of the body. We are greeted. We have conversations with loved ones that we feel are gone. We have conversations with anyone you might want to talk with. Your plan might be talking to Robin Williams or Buddha, whoever you want to talk to. Hi, Julie Kiss. But our consciousness is still every bit, if not more, alive out of physical than it is in physical. And there is this huge misnomer. It's like, if you start talking about this, if you start talking about, well, I know that everyone crosses over. Everyone goes back home. That's what feels like home. We all go back to source. There's no judgment. There's no possibility of judgment on the other side because there's nothing but pure, perfect love there. So there's no need for it. So I get in trouble. I can't imagine why it's so much easier or so much better for people to want to believe that we have to go up and stand in front of some big scary God and be judged of whether or not we're good enough to enter the pearly gates. I can't understand it. God just loves us. And when I'm making a really beautiful connection this morning, and I need to share it more than anything else, and then we're just going to go into meditation. I will post this video later so you can see it too. It's so beautiful. It's so incredible. But as he was talking, he talked about, because he was more unconscious, he was out of it, he was so injured, he was more out of the body than he was in the body during the time that he was in the hospital. And he was taken to a place where he saw a crib, and he was able to go and hold his little boy, his baby, who had passed away in the car accident. And when he's there with his baby, he feels a presence behind him. And that presence wrapped itself. He knew that it was likely God. And he was afraid that he might be judged and then he would feel guilty for he was the one driving the car. And he still carried so much guilt for that accident. And he was afraid that God would judge him, and that's not what he experienced. All that he experienced was this beautiful love energy wrapping around him. And that is exactly my experience with Steve. I didn't feel it immediately. It took me a couple of days, and in the deepest point of grief, when I thought that I just wasn't going to make it, I really thought that I wasn't going to make it, somehow he would find ways to pull me back out of it. And when I finally came to that place where I was willing to let him bring me comfort, he wrapped himself around me, just as this man experienced God. He came up behind me and I felt his energy absolutely just come in, just wrap around me. like a blanket. And it was so overwhelming for me at that point because I didn't understand it. I'd never experienced a love that amazing, that strong, that powerful before. And it took my breath away. Literally, I'm just standing there and I'm not breathing. And I'm thinking, I don't want this to end and I need to breathe. I'm still physical. And since then, Steve and I, we've come to a better arrangement. I'll tell him, hey, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. And he comes to me this morning again in meditation. He comes to me in the most powerful ways. But he is the same energy as Source. And I think that's where I'm trying to sort this out. I heard someone say the other day that we are moving back into oneness, that we're going to lose duality altogether. And I've been so confused by that because I love the idea of angels. I love the idea that we continue, that Steve is able to come in and be the Batman. I love that he's held on to that part of him. I love that we're so multidimensional that as we're meditating, we begin to meet and greet and learn more about other parts of ourselves, other lifetimes that we are concurrently living. I love all of that. It is absolutely my truth. It rings so true in my heart. And the idea that we would all go back into just one being is or when people say that there are no archangels because there's no hierarchy in heaven. And I think that's not my truth. My truth is that some souls are ancient. Some souls have been here since the beginning of creation. The source energy has broken off like a big massive tree. See my tree? It was a big beautiful one tree, and it has so many branches that can branch off into all these different directions. And we each on our own branch, we branch off into so many different directions, and we create this massive family tree. That's how I see it. And then we get to be all these different characters, but they never go away. Yes, our physical body goes away, but the personality that we created to be in that body, it's a part of who it's a part of the soup that we call us, me. This is me. I still have that part of me and so many other parts out there that have had experiences, my Akash, right? My Akashic records. There is all these different experiences that I have had, that I have felt, that I have lived, that I have loved, that I have experienced, and they don't go away. So as I see it, now hear this, let's let it come out as it needs to come out, a channeled answer to that question. Do we return to just the oneness? No. As we leave physical form, we have a energetic footprint for every single being that we have ever been. We have an energetic footprint, and every one of them is just as alive now as they were when they were in the physical body. The physical body was only a shell. So all of those moving parts, all of those parts of us, all of those experiences, they never go away. They are always close. We often, when we're meditating, we call in our guides, the angels, our ancestors. I want you to begin, if you haven't already gotten this, begin to call in the different parts of you. We are all living concurrently together, okay? There's no real time. That is just our linear brain putting time into it. Right now, as I sit here, and I have had some come into me very clearly. And this morning, is again, Ananaya, this Native American girl who became the healer of her tribe at a very young age. Me. She's come in and she started to work with me. And she is one of me. And I work with Yeshua, who I was very closely attached to in life, in physical life, in that existence. And I have a very tight connection with Mary Magdalene. And I have a very strong connection with, her name's Yenyo. By the way, that's what I call her. We don't ever go, we will never go back into the soup that is. We do go back into, let me see if I can help them sort this. We do go back. We are a part of oneness. We are a part of source energy. But that does not mean that the branches come right back into the tree trunk, right? The tree doesn't suck those branches back in. It continues to allow for the growth and expansion. And so those branches keep reaching out, and they're just they're just creating more all the time. We are creators who are creating many experiences. And all of those experiences come together to create who we are. That soul part of us, that actual first branch is you, and you are connected to oneness. So yes, you go back into that soup, you then take on the energy of, and I can guarantee you this is true because I feel Steve, you take on the energy of oneness or God or whatever you want to call the creator energy. You remember who you are. You're suddenly back to going, oh, now, does that mean I got to wait till I cross over to experience that? No. That's the beauty of our existence in this lifetime. We get to experience that piece of heaven, that energy of who we really are comes in so many beautiful ways that we get to. When he comes and wraps his energy around me, the only way I can describe that, it has to be heaven. It has to be God. It has to be he's giving me the sense of the feeling of who I really am. For a long time, I gave him the credit. This is you. People are drawn to you. And he's like, no, they're drawn to you, babe, because you are me. We are all connected. We have this beautiful energy between us, all of us. You can take the most hardened criminal, and somewhere down inside, there is the most beautiful soul. It's covered in layers and layers and layers. Some of us have more layers than others, and it can be very, very difficult. But when we cross over, we go into healing and we go back to that magnificence, that beauty, that perfection of the soul. We are all from the same tree. That's what he's trying to give us today. I hope that makes sense. This energy, hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Where'd that come from? His energy is your energy. All of us. We have such a beautiful, incredible essence, divine essence, I guess would be a word for it. And so don't make that judge yourself like someone's better than you because they seem to be able to carry that essence better than the next guy. There is no judgment. It takes practice. Often it takes tragic events. We have things happen that wake us up to that. We spend time with others that have come into that awakening of, I am the light, I am heaven, I am walking the earth, I am God, I am the essence of God in perfect divinity. And I'm trying to decide, I'm asking my guides if it's something that needs to be said, because something came to me earlier, and this is part of the reason why I get in trouble, because it comes right out of my mouth. Please hear me. We have a very strong movement covering the United States and probably other countries too. Because religion has been such a part of our existence, it's been very important for us to find our safety zone or something to cling to for all of our existence. We want to find that life rope all the time. We're always reaching for it. And then for many, that life rope comes through religion. But my experience in this today, in this moment, what I'm experiencing more and more of is that the idea that religion does not bring us closer to God. It is taking us further away. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying that. Jesus was not religious. Jesus was not a Christian. Jesus was a metaphysician. Jesus was this amazing soul that brought through the ability to do these, to show us how to work with energy, to heal one another, to clear negative energies. If you look at what he did what you and I do with the clearing energy. He was very real. There's no doubt in my mind that he was a character, that he played a beautiful, amazing, I'm so connected to character on planet Earth. And he came to show us how to love one another. And he came to show us how to heal one another. And he came to show us how to perform miracles. And he was before his time for sure. And he died a very tragic death. But his body died. But his soul, his beingness, is still very much alive, just like Steve. And so we go into this whole idea of Christianity or religion in such a backwards way. We want to pedestalize and create this energy of this one was so much better than us. You know, he had abilities that we can't have. He just came to be on a pedestal and be God's son. And as soon as we did that, we separated ourselves from God. We said, well, somebody else is better than us. We're just little pawns walking around the planet. We have to have that one die for us in order to allow us to make it into heaven. It's not true. It was never true. We didn't need a sacrifice. God loves us so much, he never needed a sacrifice. He came as a sacrifice because we asked him to. We didn't need a sacrifice to allow us to make it into heaven, because there is only love there, and that is our home. That is where we are. That is where a bigger piece of us, we are here and physical, and the greater part of us is still very connected to the other side. Why would we need somebody to die so that we could go back to something that we already are? We never needed that. So when I say that about religion, I'm saying it in great love and respect. It had its place. It had its place. It helped us. It made us feel more secure. It gave us order, whatever it was that we needed in our fear-based programming, which was very fear-based. Now take the parts of it that are love, throw the rest of it down, and only pick up the love. And that's what Jesus came to teach, only the love. I'll probably get in trouble today by a few people, but that's okay. I'm going to get in trouble by a lot of people eventually. I'm not afraid. I am not afraid anymore. So what do you think? How do you feel about it? And I would love to hear you go deep inside and go, you know, either agree or don't. You can throw it out. You only pick up the pieces. This is the difference, okay? Whenever we have someone that we're learning from, we only want to pick up the pieces that feel good to us. I, a couple days ago, picked up a piece that didn't feel good to me, and I carried it around for a couple days. And I finally got into deep meditation, and it cleared. So I went into my own self and found my truth, and that is my truth. And I speak to you from my truth, but you have everything that you need inside of you. And so if something that I say doesn't resonate, you go, well, wait a minute, let me check in. Let me go get silent. Let me be still. So let's do that for a few minutes. We got a nice little gathering. I love it when we all gather together, because we're so connected that when we do that, those tendrils, I can already feel them. We start to connect in, and we feel that love of all that there is. And I'm already experiencing it. So take a big breath. If you want to just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I don't know how long they'll take us. I'm turning it over to the guides, the angels. And so I take a big breath. And when you do, just allow yourself to fall into your feet. Feel that energy in your feet now. Oh, I see us underwater today. When we're non-physical, we don't need to breathe, so it's okay. So I want you to see yourself, your feet, all the way down at the bottom of the ocean. We've heard stories of Atlantis, right? And we feel like it's in the past. That Atlantis was here, it got the reset button. We hear that all the time. Well, how can that be possible when there is no time? So I want us to go to Atlantis now. It exists on another dimension. It's going on right now, and it's such a beautiful place. And I'm feeling that Atlantean energy come in. I want you to see yourself standing there at the bottom of the ocean, and you look around, and there is this beautiful, magical city standing before you. It's all lit up. It's all twinkly, beautiful. However you want to see it is okay. You might see a little submarine type things coming and going. You can hear the little buzz, buzz. Now this is my imagination, and my imagination can go pretty wild, so hang with me. There is a building there that they're drawing us to. It looks like it's very formal. It has large white pillars. It has stairs, lots of stairs leading up to it. And you are completely protected as we go into this place. Archangel Michael has made himself well known today. I see someone waiting for each one of us. It's someone that you love or someone that you respect, someone that's already passed. You will know. It may be an angel or a guide. You will know they feel comfortable to you. Even if you don't know who they are, you'll know which one is waiting for you. And they hold out their hand to you. And when you take their hand, you no longer need to climb those stairs. You come up into the water and they just glide you right up to that door. How does it feel to hold their hand like that? I feel a father for you, angel. Saw that. And there's a beautiful energy. And as we get up to the doorway, it opens up for us. And inside there is a reunion like you wouldn't believe. I see so many beings of light in there. It's like the whole family has joined us. Everybody's dressed in these beautiful colors. They're like flowy gowns. The men are just wearing they're not in suits like you would expect for a formal. It's a different kind of suit. It's like almost like a superhero to me. And the ladies have these long capes. And everything is flowy and beautiful, and the hair just flows. Men and women alike have just long, flowy hair. They're very different from what you'd expect. There's some strange little animals I was paying attention. They distracted me. They look more like little aliens to me than anything I've seen. They want us all to walk to the center of the circle. So we're all being taken, escorted right to the center. Now I want you to feel cold marble under your feet. I want you to look down at your feet. You have beautiful feet. Look at those feet. And begin to look up your legs. See what you're wearing now. See what you look like. And pull that energy all the way up. All the way up to the base of your spine, and continue to see your truth. See who you really are. Look down at your arms. You might not even look like an earthling, and it's okay. Whatever you look like is completely individual and unique. They're holding up a mirror for you. Can you see your face? What do you look like? Now, as you're looking at that mirror, I know you have a question. It's been on your mind. You're just not quite sure about a decision. You're looking in the mirror at your higher self. Your higher self is the greatest guide you can ever ask for. It's who you've always been. It's the very root of who you are. And you will never hurt yourself in this place. So if you have a question or you just want to look in the eyes, whatever experience you want to have, look at yourself. And if you have a yes or no is the easiest way to start. I'm Lisa. Yes or no questions work the best because you can watch your mouth move for the answer. What is your question? Just ask. And watch the mouth. And if you're good at lip reading, you can ask a bigger question. Hey, Rebecca, you're not quite at the replay. You're catching us live still. Join us in Atlantis. We're surrounded by light beings. We're looking in the mirror at our true selves, seeing if any communication wants to come through. Now, the energy is really, really strong. It's like the water is coming right up your legs and into your spine. Imagine that that water is a cleansing, healing water. It brings your body back into homeostasis. So it is coming up your feet and up your legs, and it's just washing away any disease, any weakness, any lower vibrational energies are just washing away from you. And they're just washing out. The water's filtering them. Anything that's dark or not so nice is just being filtered and then transmuted into the light. It's time to release. And they are serving you. They are caring for you. This is difficult for us. I know when I say that, you go, uh-oh. It is difficult for us to allow others to care for us, but we need to learn that. This is the biggest message from all of your higher selves. It is okay to be cared for, to be truly loved. It is okay to allow others to do for you. It's okay to be pampered a little bit. It's okay to take care of yourself. So they are just pampering you, treating you to a nice spa day in Atlantis. Energy is really strong right up. I want you to take a big breath. Pull that energy up through the heart, into the lungs. Breathe in, big breath. In that healing water of Atlantis, it goes through every cell of your body as you breathe. Perfect. Coming up into the high heart now. And right into the throat, clearing that throat for you. Today they are giving you a good clearing, physically, emotionally, spiritually, cleansing away anything that no longer serves, anything that you're ready to release is being washed away. Lots of energy going to the throat. We get that a lot. We're learning to find our voices again. So they're opening that right up. You even sing like the angels. Speak your truth. Channel from your guides and your higher self. Okay, big breath. Wow, energy is amazing today. Coming up into the third eye. Now we're going to ask them to balance out your ears, cleaning, cleansing, allowing for the energy to balance out so that that inner compass is back into alignment again. Working with your nervous system, your immune system, that brain, your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, all your senses. And expanding on that sixth sense, that clairvoyance. Your third eye is getting a lot of energy right now. Nothing to be afraid of. Beautiful. And then coming up into the crown. Now they're opening up that crown and just pouring in this beautiful, glittery, golden, thick energy right straight from source. It's just beautiful. It's perfect. And it flushes right on down through. It fills up your core like the big sun that you are. This beautiful star right in your center. They're filling that core right up. This is who you are. Feel it. Take a big breath. This is who you are. Feel that energy fill. Takes your breath away, doesn't it? That is source energy. That's what Steve taught me. It's so beautiful. So let it fill your heart. you to imagine what you're capable of. So much more than you ever dreamt of. And so we're getting this huge influx of energy. It's filling us right up from the core, and it's coming to overflowing. I believe this is the whole term, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Your cup runneth over right now. So allow it to run over to wherever needed. If you have particular needs, or you know someone with particular needs, you can send it directly to them. I'm going to send it all to the earth as far as what I've got, my overflowing, to help the earth to heal, to become, to allow for the expansion that she's going through in a more gentle way. And the earth thanks us. Anyone that's sending energy to her, Mother Gaia is so grateful. She takes it and she uses it and she recycles it. And you know what happens when you do that? She returns it to you, just like oxygen and carbon dioxide with the trees. You get another influx, comes up through your feet. So I want you to feel that now. So much gratitude from all of those that are gathered around us, and gratitude to them also for meeting us here, for giving us this beautiful energy, this spa day. We are so grateful. So I want you now, as your eyes are closed, you're going to imagine now that we just shoot right up out of the shuttle, takes us right up out of Atlantis and takes us back up to the surface. And as we get there, we step out and we feel that energy of the earth on our feet, and all of that recycled energy that she has taken and transmuted into the light comes up through the centers of your feet. And it comes all the way up in, and it brings healing. So beautiful. You'll feel more at peace, more grounded today. Don't fly away on me. As light as this energy is, we want you to be grounded to the earth. And take a big breath. One more big breath and just seal it all in. So nice, so nice. Archangel Michael is coming along and he's wrapping each one of us up in a beautiful bubble. He says, keep that. Bathe in it all day. This beautiful energy is inside the bubble and you're just bathing in it all day long. Enjoy it so much. Here, thank you, Julie. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Lauren. Hi. Yeah, it's been a while. Got a lot going on. We all do right now, don't we? Please take good care of yourselves. If you have been lost in this meditation, I want you to make sure that before you start going out into the world, that you begin to feel the energy in your feet and all the way up your spine. You wiggle your fingers and your toes. You're opening up your eyes. You're feeling yourself back into this lifetime. Bring in the beautiful energy with you, though, okay? Don't leave it behind. Beautiful. I'm listening. You are so loved. You are so loved. Please know that you are so loved. There is no judgment, only love. Have yourselves a beautiful Sunday. I will see you again tomorrow. I know that Carol and I will be on at 6 p.m. tomorrow night for forever after that. So if anyone wants to join us, we'll be talking about Steve and Bill mostly and the experiences that they have given us since they crossed over. So if you'd like to join us tomorrow at 6 p.m., please do. We'll be right here on the Imagination of Becoming. I love you guys so much. I'll see you again soon. Bye.